Yo, what is up, everybody? All right, let me make sure we are live. If you guys can see me, if you're watching the replay, type live so that I can hear you guys. Looks like I'm good to go. Perfect. Let me make sure we are live. All right, guys. So, in this video today, we're going to be talking about 3 steps to making $100 to $200 a day in profit flipping phones and electronics. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Chris Schroeder. I know I am streaming this on YouTube as well. And I know a lot of you guys follow me there. So, guys, in this video today, I just wanted to give you guys 3 very simple things that we do on a daily basis to number one, make $100 to $200 a day flipping phones and electronics. I got quite a few different things here. Here, I'll pull some of these up, and then I'll pull up some wins for you guys. So I got a couple of Oculuses, and then I got a Nintendo Switch. And then we got a whole bunch of other like phones and stuff over here. I just picked up this recently. I got a whole lot of phones back there on my thing. But this is actually my most recent pickup. So a lot of things going on, right? So if you guys look over there on my shelf, you guys can see all those packages. I can't point very well here. All of those are like phones, MacBooks, iPads, smartwatches, things like that. That is waiting to get sold. I've got a good amount of laptops right now that I need to move. But it is what it is, right? So, but in this video today, guys, I'm going to give you guys just 3 steps to making $100 to $200 a day flipping electronics. So somebody says greetings from London. Awesome. I don't know who that was, but for some reason I can't see who you are. So all good though. You must be on my personal profile somewhere. Appreciate you anyway. I'll probably get the notification afterwards. So guys, number one, I always like to start off with what's up, Alex? Glad to have you on here, Alex. Alex just recently joined the Recelerator program. Alex, if you want to let people know, how that's going for you so far. Anyway, guys, I want to go over these 3 steps. I'm going to start off with some wins. If you guys have any wins around, flipping electronics or anything like that, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'm going to pull up some wins here from my own students. Here we go. Because, they're always crushing it. Got some good amount of new people in this week. So here's Napoleon Myers. He just recently joined, and today he got what is this? Apple Watch Series Ultra. He got it for $300. It'll sell for about $450. So it's gonna be easy money for him. He also got this Oculus V1 set for $85. So version 1 Oculus for $85. Pretty good. And then he also, just so you guys know, Napoleon is actually brand new in our program. Brand new. Matt put him on game consoles, and he had a good amount in his area. I think Matt put him on something like, I think it was 11 total consoles. So he's over here just slaying on these. And then we got Steven picking up more game console stuff. So many game console stuff. Nestor has been absolutely killing it. Nestor joined our program last month. And he's doing very well, very, very, very well. Got some games going out here. Got some MacBooks and a 9th generation iPad. More stuff, right? So you guys get it. I got a good amount of wins behind me too. So guys, first I want to start off with this really quickly. A lot of people think that there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of there's not enough electronics to go around for everybody, right? So I want to kind of break this false belief really quickly. So for a lot of you guys, I want you to, first of all, type the population of where you live. Okay, so I want everybody to do this exercise, everybody that's watching, right? If you would, type in the amount of people that are in your local vicinity. Okay, so for me, that is close to about 500,000 now, right? In my, about a 25-mile radius, for me, it's about 500,000. What does that actually mean, right? What does that mean? Well, that means, guys, that there's about 500,000 phones around me, right? Now, not all of them are broken. Not all of the people that want to sell them, but maybe like 1% of those people want to sell their phone. Maybe less, maybe like 0.5% out of that. That's still a lot of people, right? So one thing I want you guys to understand about like this is you don't have to gobble up a ton of like market, right? You don't need a lot of market. You only need about you 30 to 50 devices a month to actually make a really good income. And sometimes it's even less than that. A lot of my students when they come in, like if I show you guys this gate, so here's a game plan document we created for somebody who's joining the program today. He has a repair shop. He does, he's got a couple grand in buying power. He wants to be making 4 to 5K a month in profit. This is his population size, right? Based on that, his cost per message is going to be about $1 to $4 for Facebook, and then 4 to 5 on Google. So as you guys see here, we break everything down month by month for people to make things just simpler and easier for them to understand, and it also gives them, something to aim for. So to make $1,500 in profit, you really only have to, and I hope I did the math right here. Let me double check. 19 times $80 in profit. Yeah, 1520, right? So to make about a minimum of 1,500 in profit, you only have to buy 19 devices in 1 month with about an $80 profit margin. Now that $80 profit margin is actually pretty low. Like that's pretty low. Usually I aim for about 100 plus, right? And then we go month 2 and month 3, right? Like it's a gradual increase. Most people aren't going to make, $5,000 profit their first month. That's just not a real thing. I'm not going to oversell people on that or anything like that, but it is very possible for you to make $100 a day after you've been doing this for a while, or $200 a day after you've been doing this for a while, right? So, is that making sense to everybody? Like just putting everything in realistic expectations. If you understand that, just type understand or okay, or just give me a 1, like either one, right? It all works for me. So sweet, we got people on YouTube, we got people from the group, my personal profile, good stuff, awesome. Glad to have you guys on. We were just talking about going over like what it actually takes to make a buyback business happen. And how you don't need to be, you don't need to gobble up your entire market to make a good amount of money, right? So realistically, you only need a couple micro percentages to make, a very decent income with this business. Okay. So top 3 things we're going to be going over today, guys. I'm going to be bringing out the whiteboard again. I like doing the whiteboard last time. I think it's useful, and then I'm also going to kind of break things down on the computer a little bit for you guys, so you guys understand things a little bit better. All right, so I like the whiteboard because it's very visual, right? So this is kind of the whole process when it comes to buying and reselling things. We start off here with my automated sourcing method, which formerly known as the 115 method. Basically, what we do is we do Facebook and Google ads. That brings us to leads, right? And then those leads lead us to appraising devices, figuring out how much it's worth, right? And like once we figure out what they're worth and then our offer, they either say yes or no, right? And then we move to like negotiation, right? Lead comes in and we ask, what device is it? Any problems with it, right? So yeah, and then they either say yes or no, and then we'll move to like carrier and then another offer, and then no. If they say no again, we move to gigabyte and then another offer if possible, and then once again down here, battery health if they say no, and then the very end is we tell the truth. Hey, I'm a reseller. I gotta buy and resell items, for my business, right? So this is how that works. This is also the scheduled meetup model. As you guys can see here, location and times. I only meet people at like 12 and 5 every day, 4 devices. I only do it in 1 location. Okay. On the meetup, we look over the device, check everything: iCloud, screen, back glass, LCD, volume, speaker, IMEI, things like that, right? And then we sell it. And then we sell it to either eBay, sell it on eBay, Swappa, directly to a direct buyer. That's what DB means. And then we also have Mercari as like a backup, right? So this is in general the whole way everything works. This is the entire overview here. Okay. So does that make sense to everybody? Let me know if that makes sense. I'm gonna hang this back up really quickly. Give me a one in the chat if that makes sense. Um, that way I know you guys are getting it. Cool. All right. So let's kind of jump into what this looks like on an actual computer. How do we get what do the ads look like, the leads and things like that, right? So let's pop into let me exit out of this one and go to ads manager here. One sec, let me pull it back up. I had it up. There we go. All right, so what do these ads look like? Like everybody always sees me talking about ads, right? And just so you guys know, you guys probably always thought that I was, a guru when it comes to marketing, and I'm here to tell you that that's not true. I wasn't. I didn't always know this stuff. I had to learn it, just like how everybody learns everything, right? All right, so what do these ads actually look like? Well, they look like this. So these ads show up in various places, right? They show up on the news feed, they show up on Instagram, they show up on Marketplace, video feeds, Explore, and other different places like stories and things as well, right? So this is what ads look like, all right? So these are what bring people in. And whenever people see these, they make a decision on whether or not they want to, sell their device. They see cash for broken phones. They're like, you know, um, you know, I got a broken phone. Let me sell it. Right. That is, how it works basically. Right. So that's how that works. You get the leads and then you talk to them. Right. You appraise the device. And we like to use an appraisal calculator for this. Let me pull up my appraisal calculator inside of Resell Deck, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Let me exit out of this one and share a different one here. Somebody says, seems pretty straightforward. What would be the added value of joining the program? Just making everything happen a whole lot faster, man. That's really what it is. Like for a lot of people, you can learn everything from my YouTube channel. Like I give you guys everything. Everything is there. There's about 1,000 videos though. We're closing in on about 1,000 videos now. And that takes a while to sift through and kind of piece everything together, right? All right, where's it at here? Also, there's the negotiation part of everything, and there's a lot of stuff, right? All right, so what I like to use here, and let me make sure I'm sharing this. All right, cool, we got it. So now we're in the appraisal part of everything, like figuring out what to offer, right? So what we want to do for this is for eBay anyway, we want to use this appraisal calculator, and this is inside of Resell Deck. This is inside of my software that helps people scale their businesses inside of my Recelerator program. So let's say an item is selling for 100, 120, and then I don't know, let's say 150, right? All right, and the total for some reason is off. I don't know why, so I'm just going to erase that. So the average here is 123.33, right? eBay fees are going to be about $22. This is based on 13%, just so you guys know. For me, I have an eBay business account, so it's actually more like 9%. So this is overestimating things a little bit. All right, and then over here, it's going to tell you kind of what to offer, right? Now, let's actually do something a little bit more expensive, right? Because a lot of these offers are, they can be a little difficult for people to make a profit on. So let's do something in like the 500 range. Like let's say something that sells for 500. We go to eBay, we find 3 listings that sold for 500, one for 520, and then one for, I don't know, 510, right? Let's do 505. Make it a little bit odd. All right, so the average that item is going to sell for, this is what I would list it for, is 508, okay? And then we see down here like the offers, right? So I always like to offer around 40% as my first anchor offer. So that's what I call my very first offer is the anchor, right? It's usually my low ball, right? Potential profit on that would be about $232, right? And then, if people don't agree with that offer, totally cool. I have a lot of room here, right? I have a lot of room that I can move up. And then over here it shows my profit and then, my margin and ROI, right? So that's what that looks like, right? That is how we appraise things, at least how I appraise things now. In the back in the day, I did this all like manually. um, so yeah, but this is kind of and then we got one here for Swappa and then one here for direct buyers as well. So that is how that works. Is everybody following here? Like, is this making sense to everybody? Give me a one in a chat if this is making sense for you. Cool. All right. The next thing, guys, is negotiation. So, a lot of people think that they need a whole lot of information up front, and that's not necessarily true. A lot of the times, whenever you ask for all the information about a device up front, you actually lose all of your negotiating power, like all of it. Okay. So, what do I mean by this? Right. So, realistically, the only thing that you need to make an offer is what device is it and what's wrong with it, right? That's all you need to make an offer. Okay, so if we go back to Resell Deck here and go into the NYC phone buyer price list. What's up, Pascal? My Canadian. Appreciate you hopping on, dude. Showing some love. Oop, this is Slack. My bad. Let me go back to Resell Deck here. Pull up the NYC phone buyer price sheet. Oh no, Resell Deck. So in this business, we have quite a few different buyers. This would be an example of a direct buyer. This is the NYC phone buyer, and this is their price list, right? So this is like where we would value things a little bit and kind of go from there, right? So I usually like to make my anchor offer, my low ball, my first offer here. Okay. I usually like to go here and I like to try to find the offer that I'm going to make first. Okay. Now, the reason that we only ask, what model is it and what condition? Let's do here. Let's do a 13 Pro 128 gigabyte locked. Right. Now, I always assume that it's grade B. I never assume grade A. Right. If they tell me it's in good use condition, I can, they're going to buy it for 420. Okay. So I know that right here. The NYC phone buyer will buy this for $420. So if I go back over to the appraisal calculator really quickly, and I go down the direct buyer one here. So 420, so 420. And then it shows me what I can offer, right? I always start at 40%. So I'd start with about, 168, 170, right? And then I can move up a little bit. Okay. But let's say they don't like that offer, right? Let's just say they don't like that offer. So now I actually have some power where I can move up. Now I can ask more questions, right? Because I gave them an offer pretty quickly. Because whenever people hit us up, guys, all they really want is an offer. They don't want to play 20 questions. They don't want to do that. They're not interested in answering your questions. Okay. So let's say, they say no to my first offer, which most of the time that happens. Okay. So they say no. And now I can ask another question, be like, okay, totally understand. How much are we looking to get? Right. And then they tell me, they're like, well, I was looking to get like 300. Right. Be like, okay, got it. Can you tell me how many gigabytes it has? Right. So now they're like, oh, well, it actually has, let's say it has 512, right? Let's go to 13 Pro Max. Scroll down here a little bit. 13 Pro Max, 512 gigabyte, B grade. Now I can sell for 530, right? It's a big jump, 420 to 530. Am I looking at the wrong one here? It might be. Yeah, I did a 13 Pro. So now it's 480, right? Not a huge jump, but a jump nonetheless, right? So now I can go back to my appraisal calculator again, and let's put in 480. So, and then so on and so forth, right? And if they come back and they're like, oh, well, it's unlocked, well, now I can, go up again, right? But in their brain, they're still looking at my initial offer of 170, and now I've gone up multiple times on my offer, right? If this device was actually unlocked and it was 512, well, now I can sell it for 640, and I could actually sell it for more, like on eBay or another place as well. So 640. Type that in here. 640. Oops. There you go. So now, my offers are more around 250. I can go up to 320. I can actually go up to three, almost 400, because I'll still make a really solid profit, right? So I'd go up to 60% on this one, right? And that's kind of how the negotiation is done. You always want to anchor them first, um, you know, that way you don't like lose all of your leverage. So that's how that works. And then we sell. We meet up with them, right? We look over everything like the iCloud screen, back glass, LCD, volume button, speaker, IMEI, stuff like that, right? And then if it's something else like an Oculus Quest, you know, you can do the same thing. You can anchor the same way. Just assume that the device is like 64 gig or something like that, right? So is this making sense, or did I lose people? Let me know in the comments. Type of one if I'm good. Type of two if you lost me, or if I lost you, I guess. Cool. I know there's a little delay on the comments, so cool. All right. So and then guys, the last thing is selling it. So we sell them on a number of platforms, whether it's a phone or Leo says, so you first check direct buyer, then eBay. Yeah, yeah. I like to do it, so especially with phones. I like to do a direct buyer first, because I already know if like I can make an offer based on a direct buyer price that I can sell it for more on eBay. I already know that. Because where do you guys think direct buyers are selling most of their things? On eBay or Swappa, right? I check eBay for a lot of other electronics like Oculus Quest and things like that. But for phones specifically, I mostly use direct buyers. So, um, yeah, and then the last place, guys, is selling things. So selling on eBay, Swappa, direct buyer, or Mercari. That's kind of where we sell everything, and that is how that's kind of the framework on how you can do $100 to $200 a day, flipping electronics, and that's a realistic goal. You really only have to buy 1 to 2 devices a day to actually make that a reality, right? So I got a few minutes for Q&A. If you guys want to ask a few more questions, feel free to go ahead. Um, and then, yeah, so go ahead, feel free to ask away, and I'll answer some questions. Drop them in the comments, and they will get answered. And by the way, guys, I just want to let everybody know on YouTube and Facebook and things like that. Um, all these platforms don't involve meeting people in person, selling the phone to people. Yeah, so that's a good question. I do not meet anybody to sell anything. I only meet people to buy stuff, right? So I'll meet people at the Starbucks down the street from me, and then that's where I'll buy the stuff, and then I ship everything out, whether it's to a direct buyer or eBay or somebody like that. That's where I put the stuff. Shipping things is just a whole lot easier. It saves a whole lot of time. A lot of people sometimes like to sell locally, and that's totally cool. But I always tell people, and I always tell my students, like you're paying fees in one of two ways, right? You're either paying monetary fees by selling on these other platforms, or you're paying the time fee or the time tax, like I like to call it, because a lot of the times those people don't show up to buy the phone. That's called ghosting, right? That happens a lot. Um, what phone should I be looking to flip? I mean, right now I would say iPhone 11 and newer is mostly where I stay. I will buy older ones though. I did buy a whole bunch of iPhone 8s recently. There was like 60 of them, but do you make a bill of sale also for game consoles and Oculuses? So a bill of sale for those types of items isn't really that necessary. So I mean, leave it up to your discretion. What I like to do is I like to get at least their email and their phone number. That way I can continually follow up with them. Now, if I don't know, if I get a feeling that, it isn't theirs or something like that, then I'll do a bill of sale. But for those types of devices, I mean, it's not really a big deal. People buy, sell, trade those all day long. But anything that really has like major information on it, like a phone, or that can hold major information, obviously, I definitely want to get a bill of sale for those. Definitely, because phones are they're definitely the most reported electronics stolen ever. Which, it is highly unlikely for it to be reported if you do get a bill of sale with that. So, good question though. Um, by the way, guys, I'm about to hop off. I'm gonna go get my kiddos here pretty soon from daycare. But just want to let everybody know that Recelerator 2.0 is coming out. We are literally helping you guys set up an entire buyback business. What does that mean, right? That means literally getting you started with ads. We start your ads for you, Facebook, Google. I also want to kind of pre-frame here a little bit. This is actually more of a marketing program than anything else because we are heavy on marketing. So Facebook and Google Ads setup, business website, and then also a business phone number on top of an entire curriculum, right? So um, let's see here. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm going to post. I won't be able to comment on some destinations, but what you can do is I'll type in here like what I can reselling electronics or profit.com/reseller. You guys are on YouTube, you guys can go to any of my videos and find the link for that. With a brand new Facebook business page to advertise, you got to have how many likes and followers? You don't need any. You don't need any likes or followers at all. Like we start my students with like none. Like if they don't have a business page, doesn't really matter. We just start the ads. What consoles can I sell? Like for instance, can I buy PS3 or PS4? Yeah, they will still sell. Yeah, we actually had one of my students. Let me pull him up here. He actually bought a PS3 here yesterday. Brand new student too. He just joined the program. Bought it for like $20 or something like that. Let me see here. Yeah, so here's one. He got this, I believe, for about $20. So he'll make a good amount on the games as well. And then he also got these. So pretty solid. Yeah, I think he got everything for $20 actually. Picked up all this for he picked up everything for 100. But the controllers go for 30 to 40 a piece. So he'll make money on those controllers alone. So he'll make all his money back on the controllers and then some, and then he'll make, more money on everything else. So, there's still money in, those types of consoles too. Still money. Cool. By the way, guys, I've been getting a lot of DMs about the starter kit program, the 7-a-month program. If you are brand new to reselling electronics, or if you've never started, that's probably the best place to get started. I did recently open it back up just because I've been getting a lot of DMs about it. That is a way to kind of, put your feet in the water when it comes to reselling electronics. I know a lot of people on YouTube and on my Facebook group. By the way, guys, if you guys haven't joined my Facebook group, I recommend doing that. It's Reselling Electronics for Profit. There's like 12,000 people in there. A lot of people. So if you guys want, access to the 7-a-month program or the starter kit program, I like to call it, you guys can do that. I know there's some people on here that were already in it, and that's cool. And by the way, I did recently add a few more things to it, so definitely go back and log in. I'll drop the link here for you guys. .com/learn. 947. There you go, guys. Feel free to get your feet wet with that. Looks like I can only comment on YouTube for some reason. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. So if you guys want to get your feet wet in this industry, go for it. Join that. But if you want help and you want us to, help you start, grow, and scale to $3,000 to $4,000 in profit per month, I definitely recommend working directly with us. We'll get you there pretty quick. But obviously, as with anything, you got to put in the work, right? One more question will be why is to sell mini drones with no cameras? Sure. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, I can sell pretty much anything. So, like anything can sell, guys. Like anything can sell. Like eBay has millions of buyers, right? So you can pretty much sell anything online. That's great. Well, anyway, guys, I will see you guys next Monday when we do a live stream. And yeah, you guys have a great day and see you guys later.